A Champions League clash between two European heavyweights was always going to deliver intensity, drama, and tactical intrigue, and this one did not disappoint. But make no mistake, most of the brilliance came from the Premier League champions.
Tonight, Liverpool were absolutely fantastic, and great atmosphere in the stadium, and lots of great performances that hopefully we'll be speaking to later.
Arne Slot completely outclassed Xabi Alonso.
So the key to the win was, I think, outstanding performance from the team and from some individuals, and scoring from a set piece does help.
The Dutch coach delivered a tactical master plan at Anfield, orchestrating a performance that forced Thibaut Courtois into 7 crucial saves to keep Real Madrid's pride from collapsing entirely. Liverpool's system was relentless, cohesive, and beautifully balanced. The midfield Alexis Mac Allister, Ryan Gravenberch, Dominik Szoboszlai, and Florian Wirtz operated like a machine, pressing high, closing spaces, and dictating the rhythm of the game from start to finish.
But today I think we were better and we deserve to win.
They cut off the supply lines to Kylian Mbappe and isolated Vinicius Jr completely.
One of his biggest strengths is the fact that I felt like I had the upper hand in the first half, but he just keeps coming at you. Every time he gets the ball, he just wants to try and take you on. So I was just trying to obviously show him down the line on his weaker left foot, but yeah, just try to get my tackles in and try to win the ball back off him as much as I could. And I felt like I'd done that, and I just had to be smart when diving in, because obviously you don't want to pick up give away any silly fouls or get any yellow cards and things like that. So now I was really happy with the performance and just happy that we got them.
Every time Madrid tried to build from the back, Liverpool swarmed them. Real Madrid's famed composure was gone. They were chasing shadows. Alexis Mac Allister's second half header sealed the night. But it could easily have been 3 or 4 had it not been for Courtois' heroics. His reflex saves were all that prevented Madrid from suffering one of their heaviest defeats in Europe in recent memory. It's remarkable to think that just a week ago, Liverpool looked on the edge of crisis.
It's disappointing, again. You're always hoping if you win a game of football during the week, although it's only 2 days rest when you come over here, that of course you are hoping for a better result, but I was also hoping and expecting a better performance, because the performance was far from what we are used to.
4 consecutive Premier League defeats.
Still in there, danger, Nketiah!
An early Carabao Cup exit.
That's driven into us.
And a growing sense of uncertainty had cast doubt over Slot's project. Critics wondered if he had the answers.
I don't feel like I'm watching a top team. Liverpool aren't playing football at the moment, they're playing basketball, and it's just end to end, and I don't think top teams play like that. And as I said, I expressed that to the manager early on.
And on this night, he responded emphatically. If the hard-fought win over Aston Villa helped Liverpool stop the bleeding,
Well, that's a poor ball, Salah! Yes!
this victory over Real Madrid felt like a rebirth. It wasn't just a win, it was their most complete performance of the season. The tempo, intensity, and control were on a level that Liverpool hadn't reached since they lifted the Premier League title back in April. This was one of those classic European nights at Anfield, where the energy from the stands became an extra player on the pitch. The fans roared, the players fed off it, and the rhythm of the game became almost symphonic fast, aggressive and perfectly synchronised. Credit must go to Arne Slot, who got everything right. His team selection was spot on. He made just one change from the weekend, swapping Cody Gakpo for Florian Wirtz, and the decision paid off. Wirtz brought a touch of creativity and composure down the left, constantly pulling defenders out of position and linking brilliantly with Mac Allister and Szoboszlai. Slot's Liverpool are starting to look like a complete team again, one that knows how to suffer, how to press and how to dominate. They have the energy of Klopp's early years, but with a more refined tactical identity. Every player understands his role, and every pass serves a purpose. Last November, Liverpool beat Real Madrid and then went on to dismantle Manchester City just days later. They want to do it again. This victory wasn't just about redemption, it was a statement that Liverpool are back to playing at the highest level, and that under Arne Slot, they're once again a team that Europe should fear. Liverpool versus Real Madrid made one thing very clear: Slot's Liverpool are back. The atmosphere at Anfield was electric from the very first whistle, a collision between two European giants with history, pride, and something to prove. Both teams burst into the game with ferocious energy, setting a frantic pace that defined the opening minutes. Liverpool came out attacking toward the Kop, determined to set the tone early, but clear chances didn't arrive until the 10th minute. That first spark came when Florian Wirtz pressed high on Dean Huijsen, forcing the young defender into an error right on the byline. The ball fell perfectly for Dominik Szoboszlai, who quickly found Alexis Mac Allister on the edge of the box. The Argentine took his shot first time, but it was deflected wide, an early warning of what was to come. Real Madrid responded almost instantly. Kylian Mbappé glided down the left with his trademark acceleration, combining with Vinicius Jr and Jude Bellingham in a fluid counter-attack that briefly silenced Anfield. It was a glimpse of their quality, but also one of the few moments they would be able to break through Liverpool's compact shape. As the half progressed, Madrid managed to find some rhythm in possession, yet they could not turn it into control. Just before the half-hour mark, Liverpool came dangerously close to breaking the deadlock. A loose ball dropped to Wirtz inside the box after a deflected cross, and his pass across goal found Szoboszlai completely unmarked. It should have been 1-0, but Thibaut Courtois had other ideas. The Belgian leapt off his line, spreading himself wide to make a stunning save and deny the Hungarian what looked like a certain goal. Moments later, Szoboszlai tested him again from distance, forcing another fingertip stop. Liverpool's dominance started to take full shape, their press suffocating Madrid's attempts to build from deep. A deflected effort from Szoboszlai struck Aurélien Tchouameni's arm inside the box, triggering a lengthy VAR check. The referee initially gave a free kick, then reviewed the footage on the pitch-side monitor, eventually deciding there was no handball. The decision only fueled Liverpool's intensity. The second half began, much like the first ended Liverpool, on the front foot. Real Madrid hanging on. Within minutes, Courtois was called into action again, first saving a powerful header from Virgil van Dijk, and then another close-range effort from Hugo Ekitike. The Belgian keeper was playing at an outrageous level, but it was only a matter of time before the pressure broke. In the 69th minute, Liverpool finally struck. Szoboszlai delivered a teasing free kick from the right channel, perfectly shaped toward the 6-yard box. Alexis Mac Allister met it with a sharp, glancing header that slipped past Courtois' reach. Anfield erupted 1-0 and fully deserved. Madrid tried to respond. Mbappé came close, narrowly missing the far post after a clever pass from Vinicius down the left flank. But by then, the match had turned into a cat-and-mouse game, with Liverpool controlling tempo and territory, keeping Madrid at arm's length, even as Courtois continued to deny the Reds stopping a close-range shot from substitute Cody Gakpo and blocking Mohamed Salah's rebound at the last second. There was no way back for Madrid. When the final whistle blew, it marked not only another famous European night at Anfield, but also back-to-back wins, and another clean sheet for Arne Slot's resurgent Liverpool. Just like last season, it was Alexis Mac Allister who broke the deadlock against the Spanish giants. This time with a header that secured 3 vital points and confirmed that Liverpool's Champions League campaign is very much alive. 9 points from 12, the crowd singing, and Anfield roaring again. Liverpool are back. Liverpool delivered a complete dominant performance at Anfield, but if there was one player who truly stood out, it was Florian Wirtz. The young German, who had been under heavy criticism in recent months, silenced every doubt with a performance full of maturity, intelligence and heart. On a night when Liverpool needed leaders, Wirtz became exactly that. The engine, the spark and the creative brain that connected everything.
He can, and he's been so unlucky throughout his career here at Liverpool, because even today he created so many chances for the team. But the goal we scored wasn't an assist or...
In what was arguably his best display since joining the club, Wirtz reminded everyone why Arne Slot insisted on bringing him to Anfield. He was the only change from the team that beat Aston Villa, replacing Cody Gakpo on the left flank, but Slot gave him complete freedom to drift inside, to combine, to roam across the pitch as he saw fit. That decision changed everything. From the first whistle, Wirtz looked sharp. His first touch was clean, his decision-making confident, and his off-ball movement relentless. He pressed with energy, forcing errors high up the pitch and turning them into chances. In the 10th minute, he drifted to the right, stole the ball off Dean Huijsen, and created Liverpool's first clear chance for Alexis Mac Allister. Minutes later, he did it again, intercepting another Huijsen mistake and setting up Dominic Szoboszlai, who was only denied by a world-class save from Courtois. But Wirtz wasn't just pressing, he was orchestrating. His constant movement between the lines disrupted Real Madrid's defensive shape, pulling Camavinga and Tchouaméni out of position again and again. His quick one-touch combinations with Ekitike and Szoboszlai gave Liverpool a vertical rhythm that Madrid couldn't match. Towards the end of the first half, his confidence was on full display, spinning away from two defenders in midfield, winning a foul and earning roars of approval from the Kop. In the second half, he picked up right where he left off. His corner delivery to Van Dijk nearly turned into a goal, forcing Courtois into another save. Then came a sequence that defined his night, intercepting a poor touch from Camavinga, driving forward and threading a dangerous ball through Madrid's backline. It didn't end in a goal, but it summed up his intent: always aggressive, always forward-thinking. He may not have registered a goal or an assist, but Wirtz's fingerprints were on everything Liverpool created. His pressing, his composure, and his intelligence transformed Liverpool's left side into a weapon. Another player who absolutely deserves recognition from this unforgettable night is Conor Bradley.
I told him before the game, scored 26 goals in La Liga, 24 goal contributions from Kylian Mbappé and Vinicius. So if you want to have any chance of winning this game, we need to control those two, and I think we did this outstanding. And talking about an individual performance, Conor Bradley was outstanding today, I think, against Vinicius.
A name that keeps growing louder with every performance at Anfield. It hasn't been an easy road for the young Northern Irishman this season. After Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure in the summer, many wondered whether Bradley could truly fill those enormous shoes. His pre-season was interrupted by injury, robbing him of valuable rhythm and consistency. As a result, Arne Slot rotated frequently at right back, trying to find stability. But in the space of 1 week, against Aston Villa, and then Real Madrid, Bradley made his answer clear: he's ready. What he delivered against Real Madrid was the kind of performance that defines careers. A year ago, the world watched in disbelief when he tackled Kylian Mbappé so cleanly that it went viral. And this time he did it again, rising to the challenge with maturity, composure, and an edge that made even Vinicius Jr lose his cool.
Vinicius Jr trying to run Bradley,
From the first whistle, Bradley played with controlled aggression. He was fearless in every duel, closing down Vinicius, standing him up, forcing him wide, and then timing his tackles to perfection. The Brazilian's frustration was obvious.
He stood up to the challenge on that.
Every attempt to dribble past him ended with the ball cleanly stripped away or deflected into safety. But Bradley wasn't just defending.
Vinicius Jr.
He was attacking with purpose. His underlapping runs caused havoc in Alonso's defensive structure, constantly dragging markers out of position and opening space for Szoboszlai and Salah. One such run even led to Vinicius chopping him down in frustration, earning himself a yellow card as Bradley surged towards the box. There's a rare quality about him, a mixture of confidence and defiance. He doesn't care who's in front of him, whether it's Jude Bellingham, Mbappé, or one of Europe's biggest names. There was a moment in the second half that summed him up perfectly. Surrounded by both Bellingham and Mbappé near the sideline, Bradley coolly spun away from pressure, turned inside, and carried the ball forward as if it were a routine training drill. When Vinicius threw himself to the ground minutes later, theatrically clutching his face after the faintest of contacts, Bradley didn't even glance at him, just waved his hand dismissively and walked away.
Bradley's really stood up to the challenge on that.
It was a moment that captured not only his composure, but his personality, unbothered, focused, and utterly fearless. With 10 minutes left, Alonso made a symbolic substitution, bringing on Alexander-Arnold, but the crowd made it clear where their loyalty was. Boos echoed around Anfield with every touch of Trent, and when he misplaced a simple pass, the reaction was thunderous. The message from the Kop was unmistakable. Bradley is their right back now. And as the final whistle blew, Anfield sang his name. Loud, proud, and relentless. Conor Bradley, the academy graduate who just outplayed Vinicius Jr. under the bright lights of Europe. This wasn't just a good performance, it was a coming-of-age night the night the Kop officially crowned its new defensive star. But if there's one group that deserves full credit tonight, it's Liverpool's midfield. What a flawless display, both attacking and defending. Ryan Gravenberch played like a wall. He didn't just contain, he completely erased Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius, and Arda Güler. The Dutchman gave them no room to breathe, shutting down spaces and making their usual link-ups impossible. Dominik Szoboszlai was electric sharp, technical, and fearless. His long-range shots and late attacking runs tore through Madrid's structure, leaving Tchouaméni, Militao, and Wirtz chasing shadows. Meanwhile, Alexis Mac Allister and Florian Wirtz acted like dual playmakers, dictating the rhythm and pressing with intensity. Their high pressure forced Real Madrid into constant mistakes and broke their confidence completely. Arne Slot's tactical choice to use Wirtz in a more central, flexible role gave Liverpool numerical superiority in midfield, and that decision outsmarted Xabi Alonso. The Spaniard had no response. Slot's plan was simple and brilliant: dominate the centre, suffocate Madrid, and dictate every second of the game. And his midfield executed it to perfection. But despite Liverpool's magnificent collective performance, the man who stole the spotlight once again was Thibaut Courtois. How good was he?
Was probably the man of the match.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, but the thing...
Simply outstanding. The Belgian goalkeeper delivered yet another masterclass on a Champions League night, reminding everyone why he's considered one of the greatest shot stoppers of his generation. His performance, it brought back memories for many Liverpool fans and probably players of Courtois' man of the match performance in the 2022 Champions League final in Paris, when the Madrid goalkeeper made 9 saves to keep a clean sheet, and Vinicius Jr.'s solo goal was enough for his side to take the trophy. This time though, the ending was different. And in the end, that's what made the difference: a single Premier League set piece dismantled Spanish best team. Once mocked for their obsession with dead ball drills, English teams have turned set pieces into an art form, a tactical weapon capable of unlocking even the most disciplined defences. And on this night at Anfield, it was Liverpool who proved just how lethal that weapon can be. After a first half dominated by Courtois' brilliance, the second began with relentless pressure. Van Dijk forced a save, Ekitike nearly scored with a header, and the third consecutive corner left Madrid gasping. Then came the fatal blow, a Szoboszlai free kick, perfectly delivered, and Mac Allister's header that finally broke the resistance. It wasn't luck, it was precision, it was preparation. It was the Premier League's evolution, made visible against one of Europe's most decorated clubs. Liverpool may rank only mid-table for set-piece creation, but Madrid's vulnerability in this area was brutally exposed, a weakness that English intensity and tactical discipline know exactly how to exploit. And beyond the numbers, this night carried a deeper message. The Premier League champion stood tall against the leader of La Liga and sent a clear signal to the world: the best football on the planet is still played in England. This was more than a victory, it was a statement of supremacy. Arne Slot's Liverpool didn't just beat Real Madrid, they outthought, outran, and outclassed them. And under the Anfield lights, the message was loud and clear: English football is back on top,